expensive. Children were not possibly clever enough or well enough educated how to sit here for a 4-hour meal and behave themselves. So they would eat in the kitchen with the servants. Until they learned all the rules, like, and I'll tell you just for your benefit, young man, no chewing with your mouth open, no talking with food in your mouth, no elbows on the table, no talking unless they're spoken to. Adults could speak throughout the meal, children had to be quiet. And that's only 4 things they had to learn.
And what was the age that they were considered at?
14.
14?
Which is around the age they could in this time also get married.
Oh, okay.
So they went from childhood to marriage if they were unlucky. So the table stays laid out here today for lunch. So there's 5 items of silverware. If there was a big important banquet going on here with some guests from Mr. Davis's colleagues and business associates, there could be 8 or more courses. There would be 30 items of silverware to use. And everybody had to know exactly what they were for, what they were called, and when to use them.
That's why you need 400 different rules of etiquette.
So it was usually very quiet in this room because the children were in the kitchen. Do you have any questions? If you take a walk across the hallway there through that door, you're going to go upstairs.
Mom, he wants to go see the cemetery.
Yes, they picked up the house with the house and drove it all the way down. It took them 3 days because they had to move all the telephone poles out of the way and also had to go slowly. As you can see, we're not missing the jackets off the building, so I'm inclined to say they did an excellent job. From Spain, I know. That's in my opinion why it's one of the coolest houses.
The whole house.
I'm about to do the tour, so if you'd like to step out, you may. If you'd like to hear me go through the same thing again, you're also welcome to.
Thank you.
Staircase immediately on your left. Alright, apologies for the wait, ladies and gentlemen, but let me welcome you to the upstairs of the Davis house. Now this is where the Davis family would most of their living and all of their sleeping. First thing you'll notice about when you probably got up here was the wide hallway. This is because children weren't really allowed to play downstairs. Downstairs is where you entertain your polite society. It is not where your kids run wild, possibly breaking the expensive and fancy things you have down there. This hallway is extra wide to allow the kids to play. You also notice that the ceiling is high and you have 2 doors on the sides. This is for the closest thing you have to air conditioning in the Victorian age. Today we have actual air conditioning. You're welcome. But with the idea that heat rises in mind, ceiling were high so that heat could be kept trapped above the heads of the occupants, and the doors could be opened to allow as much of a cross breeze as possible to come through. The long point chairs were not originally owned by the Davis family, but they are from the Victorian era. And then the large wooden wardrobe, probably the plainest piece of furniture in the house, was originally owned by Mrs. Polly Ryan. Alright. Over here, up on y'all's left, my right, is the master bedroom. You can go ahead and step inside. In the name of keeping cool, you'll notice they have multiple windows in various angles around the bedroom. So you can open up all the windows when you're sleeping, and then move the bed around to whatever window has the best views. Also, some wash basin in the corner. Even though friends like the Davises couldn't actually take a bath or a shower every day. It would have taken a lot to heat up that much water, bring it up every single morning, and then throw it out. So they would use the wash basin to wash their faces, their hands, or to them after showering during the day. And they only got a full bath maybe once a week.
Once a week. That's not bad for everyone else. Everyone else got one. once a month. Everyone else.
Connor, you like
Across the
that?
hall, we have this
Uh-huh.
Mama's baby was the survivor of the and she's the one who goes up to her on her table over there. She's the young lady with the high bun and puffy sleeves, and there's a portrait of her future fiance, A.P. George, behind her. Now, all of the furniture in this room was a gift to Miss Bailey from her father, Jen Davis, when she turned 16. When she grew up, got married, and had her own house, she actually moved the furniture into that house. We have since moved it back with one notable exception of the mantelpiece. The original mantelpiece is actually still in the George house today, if you want to go see it.
So
It's extremely fancy. I like it a lot. And so she comes to move in with her son-in-law. Now this is after her daughter Susan's passed away, so it is her son-in-law and his new wife, which I'm sure would have been a little awkward at first, but they managed. You'll notice that the furniture looks like it's made of bamboo, and the room as a whole has a very Asian feel. This is because the Orient was a very popular tourist destination back then, especially for wealthy families like the Davises who could afford to travel. So they would go visit Asia, find out that they really liked the bamboo furniture they had there, and they'd come back wanting some of their own. Fortunately, this wood is not actually bamboo. It's maple, cleverly turned to look like bamboo. I don't know about you, but if you guys find any bamboo in Texas, let me know. I'd be really interested to see this. So furniture makers had to get a little tricky when building bamboo furniture to meet everyone's demand. Finally, across the hall here, we have Mr. Bud's room. Now, Bud was the Davis' only son, and decided very early on that he wasn't going to get married, he was just going to have a lot of girlfriends. So, since he never did get married, he had 3 rooms. He had this room